I just wanted to close our technology video series on the Classroom 2.0 with a message to let you guys know about how to redesign your classroom instead of just modernize it. You know, remember that the idea about this is, yes, you can definitely modernize the delivery of the information. The way that students read, the way the students information is presented, so with better presentation tools, podcasts, Pretzis, PowerPoints, audio, video, internet, and all the other things we talked about, using the social media to your advantage and all those things. You can definitely use those tools to modernize the delivery. Yes, you can also modernize the capture and use those social media tools and social networking tools and everything that to measure what the students have learned in a more advanced way as well. And so instead of writing a paper, you can do a blog and all that. I'm not going to repeat everything I said. But it's also more important to remember that when you incorporate the technology in the classroom, you stop teaching just the content and you start teaching the skills that students are going to need when they actually join the workforce, and they need to be tech savvy. And so a very good reason to incorporate technology is to make your class not just about preparing the content, but preparing them with the skills they need. Not only that, when you match the skills to the things that they're actually interested in their lives, it makes it more relevant for them, and they're more likely to be engaged and motivated to learn. Finally, using technology in the classroom is the best way to really allow kids to explore, explain, and create within the classroom. You can find better ways to get to the information, work with the information, and then create new information to share, and then share that information. It's almost like a mock of the scientific method, where you do a background and then you do something to work with it, an experiment, and then you have to go back and share that. And so it's the same thing. Students in the classroom should be using technology to access the information, work with the information, and then create information based on these applications that we've been talking about. And so it's not just so much about the delivery of the knowledge. It's also about learning from each other and from the web, and becoming part of that process by adding to the web after you're done with it. And so this fits awesome within the context of the Flip and Mastery Classroom, because that's where you're going to have the time to do this. And in the Mastery program, you can actually give points for kids for actually engaging in this kind of work, where they're actually creating content. So the take-home message here is how to design your classroom to be a classroom of the future. First of all, yes, modernize the delivery of the information, and also modernize the way the students show that they have learned the information. And then throughout the process, students will discover the knowledge in a process where they are going to be consuming, remixing, and creating their own information. And that way, you're not only teaching them the content, but also teaching them the skills they need to cope with the jobs of the future. And you're going to be learning from the teacher, from themselves, and from the web at large, and contributing to that web. So the best way to redesign your classroom to do that is stop worrying about you being the center of the content, and allow the students to discover the content through practical ways, which include all the other techniques we've always talked about, and you can look at that on my classroom design series. But in addition to that, using the web itself, not for you to be the source, but for them to look for sources out there in the web, and then consolidate those sources and to show you what they've learned, and then share that and create new material that gets posted to the web, and it contributes to the entire process again. When you design your classroom around this paradigm, you're truly changing the classroom, not just modernizing it, but changing the setup itself, and where students stop going to one source, but going to the web at large as their source. And so try to incorporate that into your classroom. Try to create a setup where students are allowed to explore the content in more depth by looking at more resources online, and then get those resources, put it together, and create new material that gets posted to demonstrate their knowledge. And if you have that component in your classroom, you're already starting to create the classroom of the future. And when you pair that up with other active learning and cooperative learning techniques, and you keep using a lot of tools such as social networking, hypertexting, gaming, social media, portable devices, high-end technology devices in the classroom, you keep the students interested, you keep the students, you make the knowledge relevant, and you make them learn better. And you also teach to them to contribute to the environment that they're learning from. And that way, we truly create a community of learning that is the open door for the 21st century. I'll see you there. See you then.